The final of the FIFA World Cup 2022 is set, and it is set to go down between two-time winner in Argentina and the current champions and two-time winner as well, talking about France. And both teams have given all they have to get to this point. We cannot wait to see who's going to be taking the trophy home come December 18th, 2022. Welcome. This is Football Analysis on SEETV. I am your host, Omolaba Keraji, and we bring to you all things happening in the world of football. The most notable news happening in the world of football has got to revolve around the World Cup, of course. We're going to be doing justice to happenings in the world of the World Cup, right? From the semi-final clashes to the third place game, and of course to the final games that we're going to be expecting to see. There is also the matter of the Golden Boot as well. Lionel Messi has 5 goals, and Kylian Mbappe also has 5 goals as well. Who's going to be taking it? Oh, well, let's see if someone is going to be edging out the other, and it promises to be a very exciting one, of course. You can be a part of the conversation. We'd like to hear your thoughts, your views, and your reactions. SEETV Live is the handle on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and SEETV Live 1 on Instagram and TikTok. That said, I'll be going on a very short break. When I return, you get to see who it is that I have with me in the studio, so stick around. Football Analysis continues. Welcome back. This is still Football Analysis on SEETV. Joining me on the show, you already guessed it. I've got the one and only Izibaba with me on the show. You can also call him Ayobiojo Ibrahim. Hi and welcome.
How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How is everybody at home? I know you can't answer me, but I know you're good. You're happy to see
guessed
us
it,
now.
right?
Yeah, you're happy to see us now. I'm saying. So Ibrahimovic, yeah, Ibrahim Adinho is home, resting, recuperating,
Is he ill? Is he
re-energizing.
healed?
He's not here. He was just heartbroken. It was
At least
heartbroken by.
healed from a broken heart.
Yeah, it was heartbroken by his last Kodalic and his voice. But yeah, we move on. You know what I'm saying? They too, they are not winning it. So gave Ibrahim Adinho a little bit of upliftment. So Ibrahim Adinho called Ibrahimovic and be like, "Come on, cheer up! You two, you have lost." So
Wow.
yeah, I
Very
am.
interesting. You're commiserating with each other.
Yeah. So Monsieur, my name is Ibrahim Konate.
I can't do this. I can't.
It's actually very good. The fact that the World Cup final is upon us is an amazing feeling. It just feels like yesterday when we started the World Cup countdown, and yeah, we are. Final is upon us. Argentina against France.
It flew by. Like time
Exactly.
flew,
Like
to say the very
instant.
least.
Like I'm surprised actually, but that's what's up. That's
I
what's
really,
up.
I mean, was it October? We're doing countdown. How many days to go? November, like a month to go.
A few
Here
days
we
to go.
are, and the tournament has just gone. Of course, we cannot say it disappeared because I mean we watched the games, but
Yeah.
it's been quite the journey. And talking about the journey, we saw Argentina. Beg your pardon, we saw France taking on Morocco yesterday in the second semi-final.
Yeah.
But we'll be starting with the first semi-final now, talking about Argentina taking on Croatia. Croatia broke your heart by taking off your boys in the tournament. And it was quite, defeat because of the dramatic way that actually happened. But against Argentina, something went wrong, we have to say, because we expected a game that was going to be tight, that was going to be cagey, but that was not what we saw. The Argentines busted. Croatia did their bit playing wise. The goals were just left for Argentina to score.
Absolutely. The Croatians they actually failed to replicate the kind of performances they put up against Brazil and the one they did in the round of 16. They just failed to live up to the expectations on that game. I was on our last football show, football analysis, talking about the Croatians having the best midfield in the tournament, in Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic, and Luka Modric, flanked by Juranovic at right back, and Benjamin Sosa at left back, and those guys have been fantastic all through this campaign. So heading to the semi-final, I was expecting something similar. You know the kind of opposition you are coming up against. You know their main threat is in their attack, right? You know how you are going to come up with one of your frustrating plans because they have it in abundance. Bring one of them out, add another to it, and add an extra one to it, just because you are facing an Argentina in the semi-final, trying to get yourself to a very unprecedented back-to-back finals. But I don't know. Maybe I'm going to say they got overwhelmed by the opposition they were facing, or the fact that as Lionel Messi claimed that he and the rest of the team they studied how how the Croatians play
Now
their
the
game,
setup,
how they
yeah.
set up, and they realized that the best place you can get them is from their counter attacks, and the counter attacks has to be specific, one from one angle to another angle to get
Switch the ball quite
switch the ball,
quickly.
and they will get disorganized. And we kind of, no, I'm not even going to say we absolutely saw that it came to perfection. They did it to perfection. The first goal, the one they gave to Julian Alvarez, that was on goal. I still have my reservations over the penalty. I am still going to be honest about it, because if Dejan Lovren
I'd not made the
had not made
clearance.
the clearance, it would have been a goal. Everybody would have. It would have been a goal, nice goal. Let's forget about it. But Livakovic came out of his lines to secure his goal. The collision was
It wasn't
unintentional,
malicious. It
wasn't
wasn't
malicious. It
unintended.
was an accident. It was so obviously an accident. So right now, Lovren cleared the ball. The ref thought about it like, no, you guys had an incident. So why is there the video assistant referee if you can't go check it and to validate the kind of penalty it was? I'm so sure they did check it out, but they like 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 all of us, they are humans and they are heir to errors. So
Well, one can argue, though. I mean, as of the time that Argentina got that goal,
yeah,
like you rightly said, it was off of a counter-attack
attack,
move,
yeah,
which Julian Alvarez was released and was in on goal, and
straight up.
Livakovic had to come out to do something. One can argue that as of the time when the goal actually did come in, it
Yeah.
kind of destabilized what the Croatians were
It
planning to do. Because
absolutely demoralized them.
for the goal came in the 31st minute,
The first 30 minutes, they were the
they were,
best.
they were bossing
They
it.
were
So
the
the
better
game,
team.
the goal came against the run of play. So one can argue that that goal kind of just made them lose, uh, trying
Momentum,
composure,
everything,
and it fell.
everything, and it's just amounts to what Lionel Messi said. I think I'm going to give him and his manager and the boys their flowers because they did it to perfection. They were able to sit back, absorb enough pressure for the first 30 minutes, and their first very meaningful counter resulted in the goal. The second goal counter like the third goal, the second goal, yeah, Lionel, no, the Julian Alvarez goal, something of a counter as well. Third goal, exactly same. When Lionel Messi beating Josko Vardio before scoring for Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez, who had a very, very amazing game. The guy has four goals in the World Cup. His very first World Cup. Yeah, we are waxing lyrical about Kylian Mbappe, looking obviously like he's going to break every World Cup record available, goal scoring wise. Now we are kind of saying something about Julian Alvarez as well. This is your very first World Cup. You already have four goals and you didn't even score all of them in one match. This same match, if they still used to or like that's fantasy football though. If they used to count penalties as an assist, you would have an assist as well. This in fact like two assists because yeah it was failed like 3 matches ago when Messi scored one of those penalties. But um no bad mouth, no saying. Croatia failed to utilize their opportunities, failed to capitalize on the kind of opposition they were coming up against, and the better team on the night won absolutely.
I know it was quite a victory. It was
Very quite a
resounding.
victory, record-breaking victory for Lionel Messi. Got 4 records on the night. For equaled Lothar Matthäus' records of 25 appearances in the World Cup. First, no, I think it's the first now to score an assist in 4 World Cup games in just one game. He has equaled Diego Maradona as the eighth assist in the World Cup. And see, if you still want to continue to talk about Lionel Messi's records and himself alone, we would still be by night we'll still be here talking about it. That's just how great this man is, and it's looking very likely that is going to end up winning the World Cup. And see the amount of festivities that is going to go down from Buenos Aires all round of Argentina. I to Rosario, I cannot start to think about it. But if it actually happens, um, I won't be surprised if Lionel Andres Messi ends up getting himself an eighth Ballon d'Or.
It's. I mean, it doesn't beg asking if he is
So,
able to do that with
so
Argentina. Well, Argentina taking on Croatia. In case you missed the 3 goals to nil, it ended Lionel Messi converting from the penalty spot and Julian Alvarez getting 2 goals. And what goals there were! Proper
yeah,
poachers,
exactly.
instinct finish, and all that stuff. Away from that one, our second semi-final clash has to be France taking on Morocco. We had that game yesterday, and well, it was quite a victory for the Les Bleus, and 2 goals to nil it ended. Theo Hernandez having that very, very good, sumptuous goal. And yeah, it was quite the move to actually result in that particular goal. Very the technique was very beautiful because else
Hmm.
it looked like he was going to miss it. And then we also had Randall Kolomani also getting himself a goal off of his first touch
He went to go
in
and
the
bring a
game.
goal.
Exactly, he went to Moa. Exactly, that's what he did. 2 goals to nil it ended, and that ended the run of Morocco. But they still have one more game to play. Talking about the third place game, we'll talk about that in a minute. France taking on Morocco. We saw Morocco have quite the game.
Yep.
They played well. It's okay. So a rundown of the stats in case you missed it. 14 shots in total France had compared to 13 for Morocco. 3 shots on target for France. They converted 2, and Morocco had 3 shots. They were unable to score. Them not scoring surely wasn't for a lack of trying. We
Yeah.
saw brilliant defending from the French defenders.
How about Igor Loris?
I'm coming. I want to start with the defense line
Okay.
without the wear. From the get go, seeing we can say that Didier Deschamps put out his best side defensively wise,
Defensively,
even
yeah.
attacking wise anyway. But let's talk about the defensive game now.
Yeah.
We had Theo Hernandez, we had Ibu Konate,
And
we had Rafael Varane, and then we
Juice
had
Kunde.
Jus Kunde. And it was quite the pair because all 4 of them, they had quite the shift.
Yeah.
They made life miserable for the Moroccans because they had their chances, but from goal line clearances to
Tackles,
fantastic evasive, and
interceptions,
all of
and
those
everything.
things.
Clearances,
Uh,
all of them.
were Morocco just unlucky, or were France just the better side?
Both actually, both. They were unlucky not to get at least one goal. Off of what we saw in the game, they were absolutely fantastic. The honors, the accolades will still keep on reading for this Moroccan side up until the next World Cup, and that is a fact because they came represent Africa and they did it fantastically well, much more better than anybody else preceded expected them to. So up onto the game, like you said, Didier Deschamps um lined up with his best defensive guys, knowing the kind of threat he has is facing. And when I saw the lineup and I saw he was using um um two defensive midfielders in that game, I knew like, oh, this man is very very wise because he understands the threat the Moroccans have on the wings. They like I'm talking about their wing backs in Mazrui and Akraf Hakimi, supported by the indispensable, indefatigable. Uh, if I continue, I might not stop. I'm talking about Sofian Amrabat and Zedin Unai. Those guys, come on, those guys won most of us hearts in this World Cup because they were more than amazing. So in knowing that, oh, Amrabat is the pursuer of the balls, he gets the ball, he tries to give it to Unai. Unai looks left, Mazrui looks right, Hakimi. Before they want to find Amrabat, Enesri or
Ziyech,
Sabiri or
okay.
Zayek, yeah, as you right. So him starting with Aurelien Tchouameni and Yusufa Fofana, he knew that if I start with these two boys, it would be very hard for them to control the midfield like they want to do. Although they did try, the Moroccans, they did try with the way they try to break down the defense. They got beyond their backline most times, but it was almost as almost inconsequential because the 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 France boys they came with their hay game, knowing that final back to back finals. We are the favorites here. We don't want what happened to Belgium, to Spain, and to Portugal happen to us.
Brazil as well.
Brazil as well. You don't, no, I'm even talking about the guys the Moroccans beat. We don't want that same stuff to happen to us as well. We are coming here to beat you people, and they didn't really beat them, but yeah,
They beat them.
they defeated them.
No, they beat them.
They beat them. Kylian. Kylian didn't have a goal, should have had an assist, but oh come on, Kylian Adesomi Mbappe. That boy is something.
Is it mad?
Is it? Yeah, to his mom, he's still a boy, but
There
I'm
is
not his
that.
mom though. But still saying he was more than an amazing person. Uh, the fact that this guy is still 23.
And yet he has a World Cup, another final,
He has a World Cup, another
5
final,
goals in this particular World Cup.
2
He could
assists.
increase his tally at that.
He
Actually,
looks like he's one. The last World Cup, he scored in the final.
he did.
He knew from not from the last of the whistle, from when they were stepping out of the tunnel. His eyes, sorry, go don't come from Mbappe for this match, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be having the same kind of look come the final. It's going to be a Messi versus Mbappe. We know it's all about Argentina against France. We know, but let's be realistic with ourselves.
Talk about the biggest
The
boys.
biggest
right
boys.
now,
This
yeah.
is going to be a Messi versus an Mbappe show, and I won't be surprised if Mbappe scores and pulls out the shoe.
Yeah, because we know he's still Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But talking about that one, shout out to France. They got the job done. I've said it, okay, not on air, but I was saying that it's been quite the journey for the French team getting to this point. I haven't seen the only time I saw all that football, or what I've always seen from the French side. Talking about the Deschamps side now, what I saw, the game I saw that I enjoyed the most from the French in this tournament before last night's game had to be the game against Australia.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe because they went behind in that game and they had to fight back and not just fight, they wanted to do it with a statement,
And they did
and
4-1,
they did,
right?
yeah, statement they did make, right? Against Morocco, I saw that made them champions last time out.
Exactly.
They were good offensively, defensively, and we've been talking about their the midfield absences in their biggest boys, talking about Paul Pogba and N'Golo Kante. And Tchouaméni has done his best to fill those boots, but they're very wide boots. They're very big ones. But we saw the way the Deschamps set out, like you mentioned, having to playing to DMs, and
yeah.
we saw that, right? And we saw that it was able to reduce how much dominance the Moroccans would have had, because even with that, Unai had quite the game. Even with that, Amrabat had, so far, all of these guys.
Did you see Amrabat's tackle on Kylian Mbappe?
I did. It was the way he plucked the ball off.
Apart from clubbing and plucking the ball, he matched Mbappe for pace.
That was after he had deleted Unai, though.
Yeah, I was talking about Amrabat.
I'm just saying, like, see, that game was quite. I was heartbroken for Morocco, but the better side won. The team who, and that's the thing about being a champion and being a winner.
Champion mentality.
When it matters the most, get the result, get the goals. Because for possession, everything, the Morocco beat them, but I mean, I think they should be proud. I mean,
they should be proud.
Exactly.
And just to buttress your points, regarding how the champion mentality has affected and has helped the French national team. These guys are without Karim Benzema, Prince Kimpembe, Christopher Nkunku, Paul Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Lucas Hernandez. There was one more person that got injured prior to the World Cup. Have I mentioned Karim Benzema?
Yeah, sure.
I've mentioned Karim Benzema. And that's like 7 to 8 players,
and
major
players
out. That one aside, they only have one like world-class goalkeeper. In Hugo Lloris.
I'm just saying, it's more than enough.
Yeah, that's I thought you wanted to go for.
Like, no, it is more than enough.
It's more than enough, yeah. But well, he's done his part. He's more than enough. I wanted to say, just in case something happened to him and everything. Would they be using Ariola in goal or Mandanda?
Yeah, Ariola.
Well, I'm not going to talk more on that, but you know how far Ariola was going to take them. But still, the biggest of the biggest kudos goes to Didier Deschamps. This is his last rondo with the team. He's trying to win it on the high. He's way older than the person he's going to be meeting in the final in Lionel Scaloni, who is just 44, who can still be the next Argentina's manager for the next 20 years. That is
If they retain him, yeah.
if they allow. But amazing feat for the French national team. The final should be should be the most watched game the world has ever seen.
Well, it promises to be, and we all are going to be looking forward to that particular game now. And we made a shout out to Hugo Lloris because the particular save he made, I was like, excuse me, leave that and let it go. But I mean, man was like, I want a clean sheet here, and clean sheet he got. Shout out to his defensive lineup as well. They came good, and then some. Well, you have a defensive back line of Theo Hernandez. You have Rafael Varane, Ibrahim Konate. You have Jules Koundé. It promises to be quite the game, and yeah, that's what we saw. So on that note, we're going on a very short break. When we return, we'll talk on the third place game that we're looking forward to seeing on Saturday, as well as the finals that will be happening on Sunday. Football analysis continues, so stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is still football analysis, and now on to the third place game. Well, it can be. I don't like to call it the losers' finals because they didn't lose.
It actually is though.
I don't like to call it that.
Same here, but I've never heard it before. This is the first time I'm hearing it, and it actually feels very
it's painful.
Perfect.
It's painful.
No, I know it's painful, but it's actually the perfect analogy to give them. So they don't just feel like losers.
I'm coming. So when you then win, you're like, I won the losers' trophy, bro.
No. I won the there was a cut.
All right, so we have Croatia taking on Morocco. Both teams are punched above their weight.
No, not both teams.
Okay.
One of them.
Croatia are yet to win it. Morocco are yet to win it as well. Both teams have never won the World Cup.
But you have only seen one in the semi-finals before. You have never seen the other one.
Okay, you have a point. But they seem fairly balanced, though. Morocco actually faced Croatia in the group stages, and we saw what a cracker that game was. Both teams were not willing to relinquish anything to the other side.
As long as it was actually 0-0, it is still surprised it was 0-0. But the battle was all about the midfield. We talked about Unai Azadin and Amrabat, but you know Marcelo Brozovic and the likes too. So that game was all. See, if the ball pass here, you cannot go and score. I'm not gonna. You cannot do it. You to come and pass. Let us see. So they cancelled each other out, and that opportunity that the chance that they both faced each other in the group stage should give Regragui and Zlatko Dalic the opportunity to be like, okay, I faced them before. Let's dissect them. Let's see where we went wrong. Let's see how much we can improve and get to sting them. This opportunity cannot go like that. You have to have a medal. We had medal the last time. We must have another one. We don't have a medal before. No African team has ever had a medal before. You have to have one, not just the glory that we made it to the semi-finals. No, let's go home with something very tangible. So I see the cracker we had in the group stage is just right now feels like an intro.
Right?
Yeah, it feels like an intro. Now we are about to see the movie.
The closing ceremony.
Yeah. So I can see fireworks. Hope to God I don't see red cards. I hope they don't get on each other's nerves.
See, though? Maybe it's just me doing bad belly. Of course, I'm not eating on either side. I've seen a goalless encounter.
It's not bad.
Over to extra time, and then